Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Lowepro Protactic 450 AW2. I'm upgrading from my Peak Design everyday backpack that I've been using for a little over a year and a half, but I really saw a few distinct advantages to Lowepro's design that made me want to upgrade to this backpack. For my use cases, it's going to be a little bit better fit. So with that, let's dive into the features of this backpack. We'll then take a look at how it stacks up against the Peak Design. Maybe you have this today, or you're trying to figure out between the two backpacks which one you want to go with. So let's start off with just overall build quality. This thing's reinforced just about everywhere. It's got padding. It's going to hold its structure even if there's nothing inside of it. That's one big reason I really liked. I travel a lot. I throw my bag around. Really, for the sake of convenience, this thing's going to pad everything pretty well, and you don't have to worry about it too much as you're going to bump against things. Starting off with the design, these zippers are amazing. You know, it's got the nice finger hooks here, so whether you have gloves on or just want easy access to your bag, super easy to use. Beyond that, you can look at the nylon they've used here. You can tell it's really durable. It's going to hold up. On the outside of the bag here, you notice all these different straps. What that lets me do is put things like the water bottle holder, this different bag, and some other accessories you can buy for it, as well as the tripod holder, really anywhere on the bag that's convenient for me. It's very modular. It lets me design it exactly how I want to, and I don't have to carry unnecessary attachments if I don't need them for that outing. The top access here is nice and padded again. It's going to give you convenient reach-in access to your bag. So if you need something quickly, you can put your camera up top, maybe your headphones, other things you need to access quickly. That's going to be really convenient as well. You're also going to have these outside pockets then on the bag that are stretchy, so you can put maybe a cell phone, your wallet, passport, different items like that inside of it. Really easy to access and just zipper up here. Similar to the Peak Design then, they're also going to have these side compartments where it lets you reach into the side of the bag itself. It's not going to be as wide, so it's not top to bottom like the Peak. It's just really a specific section, and depending on how you lay out the interior, which we'll look at shortly, you can either make these accessible or you can kind of have it blocked off to where you don't even want to open these. It's just a convenience sake if you need it. So flipping it around here, one thing I've really appreciated wearing this over the weekend, it's got some great padding, especially on these straps here. So it's nice and padded and soft throughout the middle here. That's really offering a lot of convenience to your shoulders when you're walking around, as well as the back itself is padded well and nice and comfortable. While we're on the back then, you're also gonna have straps. Depending on how you're holding the bag, you can just grab it. And then across the bottom too, we have a strap and actually a raincoat tucked underneath there if it is raining and you want to pull the raincoat out over top of the entire bag. It did also come with a waist strap. That's not something I generally use. It is nice because it has pockets. If I was going for a hike, this might be something I attach on, but for normal travel, everyday wear, it's not something I'm going to use, but it's nice they include it. Another design here that I really liked, especially when you compare it to the Peak, is the chest strap. So these are always attached. You don't have to worry about losing them, and they simply just slide. So it's really infinite adjustment. Once you actually go into the backpack and start to open it up then, you do have things like your laptop pouch. So easily reach in, get to our laptop without opening the whole bag here. And it's gonna give us quick convenience to some of these small pockets in the top here as well. All right, so now we're gonna take a look at really the number one reason I got this backpack, and it's because the entire back opens up. Not only does it allow you access to really everything in your bag, you can grab exactly what you need. You don't have to unpack everything, which is something with the Peak I found myself doing. When I get to a hotel room, the first thing I do is really unpack everything, kind of lay it out how I want. It's very easy to access specific things in here without having to really reach in, dig around, and figure out exactly where those things are that you need. That's the main reason I upgraded. Let's take a look now at the interior, how we can kind of arrange some of the compartments, and then also a bunch of the interior containers that I have and what I'm storing inside of them. So this whole interior is completely modular. You don't even have to put any of these straps in if you don't want to, but the nice thing is it does let you create these specific compartments for all your gear. So my plan is to have one design that I generally use for every day, but I have the flexibility if I'm going on a specific trip, if I'm going on a specific outing and I need to adjust my gear, you can quickly rearrange how you want this inside. That's a huge win for the sake of both convenience and exactly fitting what you need to without having to worry about kind of static adjustments or static design on the inside of your bag. Let's take a look at what I fit into my bag layout right now. Obviously, I don't have my camera because I'm filming on it. That would normally go right here. We've got, starting off, our headphones, different aperture lighting. Next, we've got our large pack. So inside of this, I actually found if you have a Mavic Pro, Mavic Air, this is gonna be perfect. I fit my Mavic, controller, charging, extra battery, and cables all inside of this pouch, and it fits near perfect. Zipper that up, boom. You've got a separate bag if you want it for your drone, and if you want to throw it inside here, that works perfectly too. My H4N has just enough room here to fit right next to the bag. Inside of here then too, we've got our kind of toiletries bag. So this is the GearUp Mini. Along with the GearUp Mini, we've also got the CS60. The CS60 is a nice padded case, so it is hard on the outside. On the inside, again, we've kind of got similar modular adjustments that we saw inside of the backpack itself. I've got my Insta360, my external monitor could go here, and then I've got my Sony RX as well. We've then got lens storage, I've got my microphone. Taking a look at some of the other pouches. So I also got the GearUp Medium. This is the long, kind of skinnier bag. I'm actually gonna return it. I didn't find a good use case for it here. Because it's so long and it wasn't the same width as the bag, it ended up leaving awkward size, room, and shape. I couldn't really find an outline that made sense. Next, we've got the CS20. This is again the hard shell case. The reason I really like this, it's perfect for my RX camera, for example, but it also has a shoulder strap adjustment. So this fits right inside of it, and then it attaches to the top here. So that way, if I just want to take my RX, point and shoot somewhere, I've got the shoulder strap. I don't have to take the whole backpack, throw it on, and I'm ready to go. Next up, we've got the GearUp Wrap. So this is great for your cards and cables. It's kind of your flat storage. If you just have that little extra space inside of the bag and you want to squeeze something in there, this is going to be perfect for that. All right, so now let's talk about how it compares to Peak Design's bag. This is a great bag, don't get me wrong by any means. I'm a huge fan and supporter of Peak. I have a lot of their products. The biggest thing for me was the way you access the bag. So the fact that you're forced to kind of access it through the sides, it makes it a little bit harder to pack, harder to get to some of your accessories, especially when you have a lot of tiny things. The handles are amazing, let me just say. The quality, the build quality overall, it's a great backpack. The shape's a little awkward too. So when I'm on a plane, for example, you notice how it kind of curves up and then gets large at the top. This makes sense because when you're opening it, you want to have a lot of access to get inside of the bag. When you're on a plane, it doesn't now fit quite as good underneath the seat, or in the top head when you try to put it on its side, it's kind of a little bit awkward and sometimes just a little bit too wide. My second issue with this bag was really the small pouch storage. This top storage, so a lot of my loose stuff, my batteries, my keys, my wallet, I would put in this top area. But the problem is then when you need your iPad, when you need your phone, especially again if you're on a plane and it's sideways, when you open this up, everything would fall out. So there was no way to get to my laptop easily without also having this entire pouch open as well. And one last quirk I had to deal with the Peak Designs was when you have a tripod in the side pocket, it's designed to open from the sides. So now when I set it, it's either gonna wobble or I'm gonna use the side with the tripod on it, and it's gonna be a lot harder to open from this side because I'm now fiddling around the tripod. So I don't have to deal with that with the Lowepro. You can tie it to the front. On the Peak, you could tie it to the front, but then you're using these straps from underneath. At that point, it's a lot harder to take on and off. All right, so that's really it, guys. I'm super excited and happy I got this bag. I plan to use it really all the time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you go with this bag or the Peak Design? What are you using now? Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Lots of content coming throughout 2019. As always, it's been a pleasure having you guys. See ya.